The fighting part of the United Kingdom, the former unified heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua. And in the blue corner, he is currently weighing in an even 220 pounds. He is the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, the bronze bomber, Deontay Wilder. What's going on? All thanks for tuning in once again. Make the fight happen. Make the fight happen is what I'm saying. Basically, I said I'll do a video on this fight. It's been a long time, since we've seen a good heavyweight fight. And when I say a long time, I mean, when you think about fights that needed to happen, you think about Riddick Bowe versus Lennox Lewis. You think about fights that didn't happen. You know what I mean? You think about fights that was meant to happen, but it didn't happen. And this is a fight that needs to happen. Okay, this is a fight that's going to be talked about when this era is finished. If they don't fight each other, it's always going to be, Wilder ducked AJ or AJ ducked Wilder. There's always going to be speculation of who was better out of these two. A lot of people think that Joshua was better. A lot of people think that Wilder's better. To my understanding, Deontay Wilder, was given a contract from Joshua after the first Fury fight, and he decided to run it back with Fury. And I believe that Wilder offered Joshua a $50 million fight in the UK, when they're both champions. So there's two sides to the story here. There's not really any truth of who ducked who in terms of who avoided who or who wanted to fight someone else at the time. But at this time, there's no real excuses here. You think about Joshua and Wilder, both of them don't have titles at the moment. Joshua's not really due to fight anybody. He's not ordered by anybody. He's got no more obligations to fight anybody. So the fight needs to happen now. There's no Tyson Fury in the way anymore. Deontay Wilder still has to challenge Ruiz for the WBC mandatory. That hasn't been ordered yet. So there's no excuses now. There's nothing holding this fight up. So basically, I'm trying to make this fight happen by doing a video on it. At the end of the day, it's all about what the fans want. And the more the fans talk about it, the more likely it will happen. So although Deontay Wilder's aging, he's now 37, I still think that he's, still on a high level. Excuse me. You think about it, he's always been the guy that wins by the KO, So, he doesn't really need much time to prepare, for Anthony Joshua fight, because he's always had that one-hit shot, that all I need is one shot to knock you out. And it's not like Joshua is Tyson Fury, Joshua doesn't box as well as him. But that being said, I think that Joshua does have more power than Fury. So Wilder could probably train and try to take shots. He could train and try to condition himself to, be in the right form for Joshua. Is coming in a lot of weight best for him, to avoid headshots, because I believe both of them don't really take headshots that well. We saw Wilder twice now against Fury. Excuse me, where he gets tagged on the side of the head and it seems like he just loses it altogether. With Joshua, we've seen it with Ruiz. And we've seen him gas out after 8 rounds. We've seen that quite commonly. So both of them will need to train on their conditioning. I think Wilder needs to train on his head movement. He needs to stay away from the ropes. But in terms of great fighters, great boxers, I should say, these guys aren't as good as Fury and Usyk, in terms of boxing ability. They do have more power. They are more explosive, but there shouldn't really be any excuses why they shouldn't fight each other. I believe both of them just need a 3-month training camp. And I think that'll be enough for both of them to adapt to each other. Excuse me. So, basically Eddie Hearn's saying that he wants Dillian Whyte to fight Wilder. He wants Wilder versus AJ in the summer. I'm guessing that he's picking next summer, end of next year, which is fine. I don't see Joshua coming off a loss then fighting Wilder. I just don't think that he's confident enough to do that. I believe he's now with the new trainer. So, you want to at least get one win with the new trainer, which Deontay Wilder has, with the Hellenius. That was his first win with his new trainer, so it means that, he is doing something right. So, Joshua definitely does need a tune-up, I believe. But, in terms of the fight, let's see it happen, man. I definitely want to see it happening. I definitely want to see it go ahead. And I think at the end of the day, these guys owe it to boxing and owe it to the fans for the fight to happen. So, the window's there. Deontay Wilder's made it clear that he wants to fight Joshua. Joshua said, hey, Wilder wants a name under his resume. He's getting older. So, they both know where they stand with each other. So, let's see it happen. I'm hoping that it goes ahead. I believe that the Fury-Usyk fight will go ahead. I believe that they will make it happen. And then after that, I think that the winner of that will be obligated to fight Dubois, Herkovic, and Joyce, so why not make the Wilder AJ fight? There's no rush really to have another title shot for both of them in terms of having it undisputed. They're going to have to wait on 9 anyway. I think if anything, Joshua will get a shot first because, he is the cash cow, but I wouldn't be surprised if Wilder beats Ruiz and he lines himself up for a title shot at the end of next year as well. Both of them bring good money to the fight. And I think that if Usyk beats Fury, he will only fight either Wilder or AJ. I think that if Fury beats Usyk, he will fight Joyce. It's a big fight in the UK. Usyk's not really a massive name. Although he's the champion, he's not really a big name in terms of sale-wise, pay-per-view wise. So the way that I see it is if Fury wins, he fights Joyce. if Usyk wins, he possibly fights Wilder. So both of these guys have an opportunity here to fight each other. And I wouldn't be surprised if Usyk gives Joshua another fight, just for the money. But I think that Usyk's a guy that really wants to cement his legacy. I think that if he does beat Fury, then he will go after Wilder, and then he will hang up the gloves. That's just my honest opinion. But who knows what the future holds? All I'm saying is that both of these guys, they got no obligations now. There should be no A or B side. It should be plain and simple, 50-50 split, where the best man win. So thanks for tuning in anyway, and let me know your take on it. All I'm saying is that I think it should happen soon, sooner than later, for boxing, for the fans, and for each other, for legacy. Thanks for stopping in once again. Appreciate your time. Of course, if you're new, hit the red button. If you're a regular, I appreciate your patience. And I'll catch you all soon, man. Thanks for stopping in once again. Peace. Definitely leave your take on it, man. I'm out. God bless. Have a great day. Peace. Have a good one.